Very nice.
Okay.
You look confused. How is everything? Not at all.
Look at that.
Yeah, they're going to be like, my speech is short today.
Oh, it's to us. I'm not supposed to sign it.
It's,
I'm like,
no,
what am I
you don't
gonna
have to
sign
sign
it?
anything. You get to enjoy it.
I know, and so I was like, are we signing this? Are we even signing someone?
No. I know. You don't get those very often, so we make sure you all watch.
That's nice.
You're live whenever you're ready.
Okay, I can't start for one more minute. Feel like that, yeah, you know.
That's right.
Okay, 1 minute. But you're ready. Okay, you're good. All right. What? It's not on the agenda. You cannot report. All right, I'd like to call the May 27th, 2026 meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. Sorry, my computer is an hour off. So. All right, we'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, item 2, roll call. Councilmember Miller and Councilmember Richardson have been excused. All other council are present. Safety seconds, Mr. Seeley.
Yes, thank you. As everybody noticed, hopefully this last Monday was Memorial Day. And Memorial Day, unfortunately, also kicks off the traditional 100 least safe driving days in Utah. And so the most traffic fatalities occur in between Memorial Day and Labor Day. And so just as a reminder for safety is as you're driving, whether to visit friends or family, work, or recreation, wherever you're going, to take an extra second to be safe. Watch your speed, watch the cars around you, watch for pedestrians and motorcycles, so that we can all get to where we need to be and be with our families at the end of the day.
All right, on to general business. Item A, it's a bittersweet moment where we're going to do recognition and retirement celebration for Steve Carlson with over 40 years of service with the volunteer fire department. So, Dave.
Thank you, Council, and thank you, Mayor, for giving us the time to honor a great man. I know I'll probably have to read this, so it makes it a little bit easier. Steve didn't want too much of a fuss, but I appreciate you letting us at least do this for you. Steve Carlson has served the community for over 42 years. To put that in perspective, the average service life for a firefighter is around 25 years. Steve has nearly doubled that commitment. In our line of work, we often see people at their worst and in their chaotic moments. No matter how intense the situation, Steve has always been stay calm and collected, even when those around him maybe get a little bit hyped up. Steve is a wealth of knowledge. Between his vast knowledge of ropes and high-angle rescues to his day-to-day profession, Steve always brought something to the table. His dedication to public safety is unparalleled. Yeah, thank you. Having maintained his involvement for over 4 decades is a testament of his character and commitment to the citizens of Price. We always want to recognize Steve's family, who has shared him with us for all these years. Without a strong support system from them, this calling would not be possible. The Carlson family dedication didn't stop there. Steve's son Chad was also a part of the fire family for 18 years. So to the Carlson family, thank you. Steve, on behalf of the Price City Fire Department, I want to thank you for your mentorship, your leadership, and your steady hand. We wish you the very best in your well-earned retirement. You have left big shoes to fill, and we'll miss you greatly. Thank you. And we do have
We also want to honor Diane because she's been there every single minute of every single day with him and gone through everything, all his good moments and his bad moments with him. So would you please come accept these flowers from Steve, would you like to say a couple words?
No.
I like it, short and sweet.
Thanks for asking. Just to mirror what he said, I just want to say thank you to my family.
We're going to miss you.
Well, I'm going to miss this. And they've all sacrificed so that I can be here to serve, and it's been a privilege. And I'm grateful for them. There's been many a night that the pager's gone off in the middle of the night, and when she hears the pager, sometimes she doesn't hear the pager, but when I get home 3 or 4 hours later, or however long, the light's on and she's awake, and she said, I can't go back to sleep until I know you're home safe. So, and my kids, grandkids, they've had to sacrifice. There's been a lot of times that I haven't been able to be with them because I've had to be on call or whatever, and I appreciate that. I also want to express appreciation to Price City. You have taken very good care of me and my family over the years, and I've had a lot of peace of mind because of what you've provided for us. And you've always helped the fire department. Is that right?
No. Yep. Ever since I've been here, for sure.
I've gone through a lot of mayors and a lot of council people, and you've always been a great support to the fire department, and I've appreciated that. What you've done to the department and for me personally. I express my appreciation for that. It's been good. It's been a good experience. And I already miss it. But it's good to let it go and start something new. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Did you guys get pictures you needed?
So I guess we can be excused.
You can be excused. I can't believe you don't want to stay here and listen to the rest of this.
Starts crying. It's over.
there walking by that I should say hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are
You
you?
know this one?
Yeah.
She had ice surgery.
so that's why I used to kind of hang out at my house.
Yeah.
See you, Richie. All right, we'll see you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, item B, fee waiver request. Consideration and possible approval of a fee waiver request for Castle Country Radio 8 Mortensen to use the Price Civic Auditorium for the Meet the Candidates event June 9th through the 12th.
Mayor, Council, thank you for giving me the opportunity to make this request. So what we're looking for is we're looking for the use of the Price Civic Auditorium on the June 9th through the 12th for our Meet the Candidates events. Most of you have had the opportunity to either watch or participate in those. But if you aren't familiar with it, what we do is we bring the candidates in for each race, and we take questions from the public, and then we spin down in more of a question and answer style form. They have a set amount of time to answer questions and then expand on their answer afterwards. We just do it to help kind of continue public awareness of election issues that matter, and just making sure the public is as informed as they can be heading into this primary election.
Okay, on the fee waiver request, one thing that we have had to put into place because we've had some damage is that we do have a refundable deposit of $250, and then when your events are done, there's no damage. We've had kids in bathrooms. Other than that, the fee waiver request is something that we can do with that condition.
We would be happy to put it forth that excuse me. I don't have a microphone in front of me. It all goes out the window. That refundable deposit.
So Aiden, why so many nights? What are you doing? How are you breaking it up?
So we are breaking it up by race. So I've been in charge of it last year and heading into this year. I've kind of taken it over and it's become my baby. So the way we're doing it is I realized last year trying to cram multiple races into a single night became a bit cumbersome, both for the candidates taking up a major bulk of their time, as well as for the public trying to dedicate that amount of time to go out and participate in one of these events. So what we wanted to do was go out there. We wanted to give each race a night to shine. So we start out with Carbon County Commission with current Commissioner Jensen and Daniel Campbell. The next night we'll be doing Carbon County Sheriff, and then we'll be focusing on House District 67. Then we round things out with Commissioner and Surveyor. So we want to give each race a bit of a spotlight, make sure that the issues that are pertinent to those positions don't bleed over into something that would be irrelevant, because you're not going to see the same issues for a House District Representative as you would for a Sheriff candidate. So that's why we have the 4 nights booked out, and then we're on Monday, because this will run Tuesday through Friday. Monday will be in Emory County for the Emory County Commission race.
What time are those at?
Those will begin at 6 p.m. and they run typically 45 minutes to an hour. Just looking at the early June schedule for a lot of things, you got County Fair next week, Rock and Coal going on. At the end of the week, we're doing Meet the Candidates. We wanted to make sure that people didn't have to pick and choose to go to something. And so additionally, people would rather go to Rock and Coal, which I wouldn't blame them. They would be able to go back and watch a live stream that we had of it. We save those recordings and we upload them to our YouTube channel. So that way, it's not just you have to tune in at the time of the event, you have to be here in person, but you can go back, re-watch those races at your leisure.
I think it's something that affects all residents.
Yeah.
And
No,
so, as long as it's something that is positive for everybody, I'm all for it.
I would make a motion, we waive the fee, take the deposit,
I'll second it.
and use it for those 4 nights.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you guys.
All right, fee waiver request. Consideration and possible approval of a fee waiver request for USARA Mercedes Morgan to use the Price City Peace Garden on September 4th, 2026 for their annual Recovery Day event.
Hello, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about our Recovery Day event. And we have held our event at the Price City Peace Gardens the last few years. We did hold one previously out at the fairgrounds and realized that we get a lot more attendance when we hold it on Main Street. So we are requesting the fees be waived for the park because we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We provide all of our services free of charge. So we're providing this event free of charge. In the past, we have provided a free dinner meal from Getting Our Smoke On to the first 300 people to come to the event, but we have not ran out of food yet. Knock on wood. But we're able to provide resource fair with community connections, as well as resources pulled from other areas in the state. We pull a lot of inpatient facilities from Salt Lake County to bring some resources that we don't have as readily available in our community. As well as we do a big opportunity drawing. We give away a lot of fun things. We've been fortunate enough, because of gracious donors in our community, that we've been able to give away a car in previous years to someone in recovery.
That was cool last year.
It was really amazing. It's very impactful. And this event is really just to show our community that people are recovering every single day, and you may not see it, but it is happening, and also bridge that gap for people who may not be at a place where they're ready to ask for help, but knowing what their resources are and that they're available, and what that process looks like to get connected. So
I've gone to each one of yours, and seeing that interaction with the police department and the recovering addicts and all the resources there is amazing. I've just been so impressed with that event.
thank you.
Again, when it's something that benefits the whole community, and this is something that makes a really positive impact and improves quality of life. So I'm all for it.
Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the fee waiver request for USARA on September 4th of 2026 for their Recovery Day event.
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
It's a great thing you do.
Thank you so much. Would you like this information? Sure. I brought it.
I
just
plan
in
on
case.
being there, so.
Well, yeah, you better come to
Yes.
downtown.
All right, we have another possible member of the Price City Community Progress Committee. So consideration and possible approval of the appointment of Jim Piacitelli to the Price City Community Progress Committee. Richard.
So Jim contacted me. He's a very much community-minded person, and asked me about the Progress Committee, and said he was extremely interested on joining us. And I think, from my perspective, I have two gentlemen in the back that are on it. There's a couple, I think, that have.
There's three.
Three. I can't see the one. Oh, Brady. Jim was blocking you out. I apologize. So, I think Jim would be a fantastic member, and I think this is where we stop. I think if we get any bigger, you just don't accomplish a lot. I think if we get smaller, it's hard to do anything. And with what I know that's going to happen, I think Jim's going to be a fantastic member, and I really appreciate the fact that he was willing to join us. Plus, with Brady and him, they're only 2 blocks away, either way. So,
All right, could I hear a motion?
I'd make the motion that we accept Jim on the Progress Committee.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Jim, would you come up and accept your...
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. We'll see.
You tell Jim his dues he has to pay.
What did you say?
He said he was paying your dues.
I got you covered, man.
He's got to park that trailer in a lot of places.
All right, item E, discussion on the 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
Me again.
Yes,
So-
Councilman Root.
In talking with the coach, and I've asked him to be here with us and explain a little bit more, and we talked a little bit about it in the last council workshop meeting. The problem we're having is the dates, because they're in a moratorium on basketball. The kids can actually play, but they can't help fundraise or do anything else. They can't help with the tournament. They can't help with anything else. So I'll have him give you a little more explanation as to why we need to try to, if it works for everyone.
Hi, Coach Bremer. I'm the head boys basketball coach at the high school. I've emailed you a few times. So what happens is the state of Utah requires athletes to have breaks from sports, and they're called moratoriums. And we have, basketball itself has the most. So we have one over Thanksgiving break, we have one over Christmas break, and then we have one a week after our tournament, like our basketball season ends. We have one the 4th of July, which is an all sports moratorium. And because football starts that first week of August, there's a 2-week moratorium for basketball specific, so that we are not doing anything to infringe upon football, which as a former football coach, I totally get it, and I always appreciated that. So with the way the International Days has fallen this year, it is during that moratorium. I can neither have contact or even communicate with my players. I can't be in the gym, I can't even be in the school. So, well, I can be in the school since I'm a teacher, but I can't be in the gym. So because of that, my players are the ones that help me run it. They are the ones that take score, they're the ones that set up the courts. Like last year we painted the courts onto the road. They're the ones that help move the baskets in and out. They're the ones that do most of the grunt work, let's be honest. And so my petition is just, I was hoping we could just move it to the Friday before International Days. It starts at 5 o'clock. There wasn't a whole lot of traffic issues last year in regards to that. The one caveat to that, and I wish Tanner was here because he was in charge of it with me last year, was we had it right out here. We had to make sure that people could still access Wells Fargo. They closed at 6, which it didn't seem to be a problem. And we had over 30 teams sign up, and it's a fundraiser for our school. And one of the purposes of that is with costs of going up and everything, I'm trying to provide more ways for kids to not have to pay me as the basketball program and take the pressure off of their kids, so we can fundraise more. So that's why we do this 3-on-3. The idea actually comes from, there's a tournament in Monroe. It's called Midnight Madness, and they've been doing it for 20-something years. And so when I was down there as a coach, I helped run that, and so that's where this idea comes from. It's huge, it's massive. They have over 300 teams. They actually do it on 2 nights because they have so many teams show up. So that's my goal, is I'm hoping I can just grow this, and hopefully over years I can minimize the fees my players have to pay and take the pressure off the parents and the grandparents and the aunts and uncles and everyone else. So.
But you're saying it's the Friday a week before.
The week before. The one advantage I see to that was last year I had a hard time getting food trucks because they were all up at International Days. One of the advantages I saw in that first Friday is I actually have more food trucks come and be there and participate in that. And maybe even more people participate because there's not really any conflict in regard to International Days with that. So,
With more food trucks, would you need more road closure?
no, we actually had 5 courts last year, and there was a huge space on this end of the courts where there'd be plenty of room for 2 or 3 food courts. And we just closed down, this block was all we closed down. And that should be sufficient for what we need. And we, like I said, we had 5 courts. We painted the courts on the day before, and then we partitioned the baskets just across from the courthouse, and then when the city closed it down, we just brought the baskets out and played till about 1:30, 1 o'clock, and then cleaned it all up, and we were done. So.
Chief, do you have any concerns on this with road closure?
In the vehicle, again, it's shutting down Main Street for 2 consecutive weekends in a row. Everybody generally is used to Main Street not being able to park during International Days. Other than the parking and then shutting down Main Street, if it's only this portion, I think we can accommodate. It is whatever the city desires is what we'll go with.
So Chief, where they will be playing in the street and playing ball and stuff, will we bring in cement barriers so that there's no possible
I'm
run-throughs or
assuming
anything?
that's what
Last year, all they had was just road closure, those big road closure signs.
When I talked
we'll
to
just do barricades, I'm sure.
Justin, he would prefer that if we could do that, if we're gonna do it. But it's whatever,
You prefer what?
the cement
The
barriers.
cement barriers.
That way you don't have to have as much.
I just know that's an extra stress on.
It is, that's always.
We quit doing that.
So
That
how
was one of the
many
things that
hours is the
burned us.
tournament approximately?
How long? So we're there so registration starts at 5. and we're there till like
AM or
midnight.
PM?
PM.
Okay, so 5 PM.
Yeah, 5 PM to about midnight, 1 o'clock. Just depends on when the games get
So
done.
it's just one day, it doesn't go into Saturday
Nope.
tournament or
Nope.
playoffs or anything?
Nope. I know in Monroe, one year we ended at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, but we never tried to like get into the next day.
And you had how many teams last year? do you think?
30.
Wow.
And how are you recruiting? Are you contacting like?
So I
high
have
schools and
flyers. I have flyers that so I actually have a team camp this week, and I'm actually going to hand flyers out to the different businesses. I drove to Green River and put flyers in there. I sent some over to Emory. I've sent them to Richfield. I basically know every coach in 3A, so I've sent flyers out to 3A and 2A. So I've sent flyers out to all of them. So hopefully we get more teams.
stuff? Yeah, that'd be
That's the
exciting.
hope.
And I guess the reason that I asked was I didn't understand the whole, I mean, when you and I talked, I thought the moratorium meant they couldn't even play, but they can
No,
play.
they can't. They can't play at all.
Oh, they can't?
They can
Ted
go
told me
play.
they could play.
They
but
can play
couldn't
like,
help
yeah, I just can't contact them.
you. Right.
I can't have any contact with them. Even if during this 3-on-3 tournament, I can't even say, hey, how you doing? So,
But on the week before you could.
yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so this then would move, it's not on for approval here, it would go to International Days
International
Committee.
Days
And
Committee,
you guys can
which
take
meets
that
next week.
information and make a decision.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay. All
All
right.
right, thank you.
Well,
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, moving on to item F, resolution number 2026-9. Consideration and possible approval of a resolution amending the Price City finance contribution to certain Price City employees' 401k accounts to offset Utah Retirement System URS Title Tier 2 public employee personal contributions that are required by state law. Lisa, can you touch on that for a few minutes?
Yeah, so the Utah State Retirement now requires those in Tier 2 on the hybrid system to participate in their own retirement. So currently, this year, we have to withhold 0.81% and remit that to the URS system. Next year, that will be going up to 1.3%. And the state does not allow municipalities to pick up that cost on their behalf. So when that first started, the council approved us contributing that percent to their 401k to offset that. And so this is just increasing that amount from 0.1 to 1.3.
Any questions? Any?
1.1% to 1.3%.
0.81.
0.81.
So we withhold that from their paycheck, we have to submit that to the state, and then to offset that, we put that into their 401k account.
Well, I think in support of our employees, I think that that's something that we should do.
So is that a motion?
I will make a motion that we do approve, or wait, the
Resolution
resolution, number
2026-9.
2026, sorry, I was on the wrong, I was scrolled down too far. Resolution number 2026-9, consideration and possible approval of the resolution amending the Price City financial contribution to certain Price City employees. 401k accounts to offset that Utah Retirement Systems.
I can second that.
Okay, a motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Resolution number 2026-10, consideration and possible approval of a resolution of Price City Council amending the prior authorization of the Price City pickup of the public safety and firefighter employee contribution, retirement contributions. Lisa.
This one, do you have the number? I didn't bring that with me.
Went from 4.73 to 5.9.
And so this one, for the public safety for both the firefighters and the police officers, the state does allow us to contribute that on their behalf. So if not, that would be coming out of their paycheck. But they allow us to contribute that on their behalf. And so we have, in the past, chosen to do that. And so this would just be increasing the amount that we would do contributing on their behalf.
I think in support of our public safety and firefighter employee retirement contributions, in support of them, and so that they do not have that extra burden put on themselves, I motion that we approve resolution number 2026-10 for consideration and possible approval of a resolution of the Price City Council amending the prior authorization of the pickup fund of public safety and firefighter employee retirement contributions.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moving on, engineering services agreement with Meads Wash Detention Basin. Consideration and possible approval of an engineering services agreement with Johansson and Tuttle Engineering to advance the design of Meads Wash Detention Basin to a 90% completion. Total estimated cost of service not to exceed $60,000. Miles?
The city is applying for a building resilient infrastructure and communities grant to try to construct a detention pond on Meads Wash. Right now, the design is to about 60%. We've been strongly advised by the Division of Emergency Management of the state that if we can get the project design to 90%, which is basically shovel-ready, we have a really high percentage chance of getting the funding for the FEMA funding to the program. So we decided to make the investment to finish the design to get to that point. If the brick funding doesn't come through, there's other money that comes for shovel-ready projects behind that really go to stack. So we've been told we have a high chance of this funding coming through.
And where's the funding coming for this
It's coming
project?
from our stormwater fund that we charge for specifically for our stormwater improvements on people's residential bills, utility bills.
And is this part of the grant, or we need this to finish applying for the grant?
It strengthens our application to have this already designed to shovel ready. And so we have the submission this week to the state to have them review our application. And then it takes about a month for them to review, and then we go to the feds, apply to the feds in about a month. And we can have that design done in about a month with Johansson and Tuttle.
Russell and I have sat in on most of these, and he's way more informed than I am. But I walked around with them and looked at the areas that they want to do and where they want to put the retention basins. And I honestly think they're trying to do the most work for the least amount of money.
Well, and I think in addition to attenuating the floods in Meads Wash, which are a big issue the past few years, it also touches a lot of other projects and activities, like the mountain biking race course is right there, and then it also affects the other storm drain systems in the city. So I think that this is a good keystone project and worth our attention and worth putting forth a good proposal. So I'll make a motion that we approve the engineering services agreement for Meads Wash Flood Detention Basin.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor?
All right.
All right. Moving on, Project 11C 2026, Price City Fire Department 1-ton truck. Consideration and possible approval of the purchase of a 2026 Ford F-350 truck from Price Auto Farm for $62,516. Two other bids were received from Blue Diamond GM, $63,849, and Price Auto Farm at $56,148. The model selected best meets the fire department's needs due to its interior capacity, reliability, and professional endorsement of the city's fleet mechanic. Dave, when you want to...
So the decision was made just because it best suited our needs. One of the deciding factors, of course, was talking with the lead mechanic for Price City. And him knowing the demand that we put on firefighter, the fire department actually puts on these vehicles, this is what he recommended as the Ford. Another factor, of course, was the space for the interior space for our firefighters. Once you put on that gear and you get all bundled up, you take up a lot of room. But that was one of the bigger ones that had the exciting factor of going with that.
This truck will take the pressure off of taking out the bigger rigs at times.
So the truck itself is going to be multiple uses. It saves on the apparatuses themselves. We know how much an apparatus costs, and unfortunately, we need to prolong our apparatuses as long as possible. With that, if we need just gear or we need personnel to respond to a fire, we could actually take this truck, save on our apparatus, and eventually keep the miles off that unless we actually have to use the apparatus. And then also the availability of our apparatus is not taking up just transporting firefighters.
So this is an addition to the fleet. This isn't replacing a vehicle.
So originally we had an F-350, some years ago, it was a 1996 F-350 that served the purpose of what I plan on putting in the fleet for as well. At that time we, how would you say, we moved it to a different department. They have use of it, they still are using it in the fleet shop. So even with the purpose of this, once it serves the life of emergency vehicles, they tend to have more purpose through the city. But that vehicle was moved to the fleet, and then this just replaced. We can't say it's replacing because it's been a while, but it's basically trying to get that back and realizing how much that was needed for the fire department.
So it will, David will have a covered bed so you can haul.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can haul.
Yep, so we'll put a topper cover on it. It'll also have SCBAs, it'll have fans. It might be able to handle some of the smaller calls, especially, if it doesn't require pumping water, it'll have all that necessities in there. And like the biggest thing will be transporting firefighters without using apparatus.
Right. It's a true carrier.
Yep.
And this is on the capital improvement budget
Yes.
So it'll actually come to next year?
next year?
Yeah.
And does it need to be equipped? So just buying the truck is one thing, but you need lights
Yeah.
and radios and special
Yeah,
stuff?
So we budgeted for that, and it'll
Okay.
be purchased once we get the vehicle and
Okay.
start outfitting it.
Great. I think that sounds like a great use of funds to use a truck to haul people instead of putting miles on the very expensive fire trucks. Great idea. So I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the 1 ton from Price Auto Ford for $62,516.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion, I have, sorry. Yeah, all in favor? Yeah,
Aye.
just go that way. Thank you. All right, moving on to the consent agenda. We have items A through E. Do we have anything that needs to be pulled off? Richard?
Oh,
Oh.
go ahead.
Apparently the minutes need to be adjusted. I was not mentioned in the
Well,
minutes.
I actually, that was what I was going to bring up.
Okay.
Well, thank
Was
you.
that we need to amend the minutes because you were not present. And you
Even though I
were.
was.
All right, so need a motion to pull item A off the consent agenda?
Well, and I would also like to hear about the grants.
Well, we can do that.
We'll do that later? Okay.
We'll take a few minutes on those items. For that one, would I hear a motion to
Make
pull
a
item?
motion that we pull item A from the consent agenda for review or revision.
All right, a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so can you tell us what the correction is on the minutes?
Well, when I was looking through them, I noticed that Russell was present for the workshop, but he wasn't present for the city council meeting. And I know he seconded several items, so I would just like to amend the minutes from 5:13 to show Russell was here and
So we just
during the
need
meeting.
a motion to approve the corrected minutes.
And I will make a motion to approve the minutes as stand corrected.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. All right, moving on to the consent. Can you, Miles, can you give us a real quick update on the outdoor rec grant for Rose Park?
We were approved for the outdoor rec grant we applied for the renovation of Rose Park. That includes the renovation of replacement of the equipment, playground equipment, renovation of the restrooms, which have been pretty hammered, and expansion of the pavilion, as well as adding a small walking trail around the perimeter of the park. Our match is $118,000 match with about $50,000 that being cash, the rest being in kind. And we're excited to get that.
Will we have good cameras on the new equipment so we can
Yes.
hopefully
We've got
keep?
some. I think I got one camera down there now they're supposed to add. I think they'll be in the budget with another camera too.
I'm really excited about this project and being able to offer this to our southern town residents, and that's something that everybody can utilize. And a lot of our residents are really excited about it. I had to ask Miles the other day, but I'm like, what's the walking trail thing around? He's like, it's around the perimeter. And I thought, how amazing for even, a mom that wants to go out with their kids and walk around and stroll. I think it's fabulous, and I think it's a great plan. It's going to accommodate a lot of abilities and different things, and so it's going to have the ADA compliance and stuff, so I'm really excited about it.
All right, Chief, would you touch real quick on the state task force grant?
Well, unless this is something that outside, Captain Ratcliffe is in charge of our drug task force, and I'm assuming this is our annual grant that keeps our drug task force and employee over there as an agent, so I'm pretty sure this is our standard yearly grant.
All right, any other questions on the consent?
My other question, can you use that for anything dealing with the drug task force?
Yes.
Okay.
But you did have, so when Brandon writes the grant, he does specifically everything in there, wages, any equipment they're gonna buy, it pays for the lease vehicle that they have.
Okay.
So he lists like all of the types of expenditures specifically in that grant application, but yeah, it's
That's good.
operating capital, whatever he puts in there.
Need to give more, maybe to give you more.
We've been saying that for how many years?
Well, yeah, for years it was 75,000 and then it went down to
Yeah.
70, but I'm not complaining because like our Boca grant
Still.
started out 75-25 match and now it's basically like 60-40, so
Right.
we've been fortunate that.
Our statistics are what is able for us to keep a plan for this to make it
Okay.
successful. So our
Alright.
statistics do match up with what this grant's for.
Yeah, the state, they've been really good to us with that.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, because they can use everything they get.
I have something on D. So on business licenses, started with JC, is that a new salon going in, or is that somebody that's going to be contracting with a current salon? Do we know?
You would have it in your
Just
packet.
in that, okay.
Yeah.
And then Redline Motors, the 295 East Main Street, is that the old Maverick we were talking about? Okay,
Yes, it
perfect.
is.
That's what I thought. So Adams are putting in a sales center? Will they be having cars there? Because I saw that and then I wasn't
Yeah, they're,
sure.
they've got the cart and the horse all out of order.
We got all that. Okay.
They'll be coming to the planning commission for their site plan in a couple of weeks.
Okay. All right, that's all I was wondering on that.
Is anybody here from either of those
No.
So that's a new
businesses?
idea.
Okay.
All right. Do I have a motion?
With that discussion, thank you. I'll make a motion that we approve consent agenda items B, C, D, and E.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. On to public comment. Limited to 2 minutes per person. No action taken on discussed items. Do I have anyone for public comment? Mark, come up and state your name for the record.
My name is Mark Makowitz. I've been a Price City resident for going close to 50 years. And in the 50 years that I've lived here, I've been always amazed what Price City has been able to do with the limited amount of money they receive. I hate to use the T word, which the T word is taxes. which is upsets people more than the F word. But it's time. I really believe it's time that Price City raise taxes. Price City employees do a fabulous job, I think, in taking care of the parks, the city pool. The police department does a fabulous job. And they need a living wage. And we need money to keep our streets up. Pipes are falling apart. One of these days, the city is not going to be able to fix all the leaks in the pipes. So I think it's time that, as much as I hate taxes, I hate paying them, but I do love this city, and I think it's time that the city consider raising taxes. I want to ask the mayor or whomever, when was the last time that Price City even raised the taxes here? Does anybody know? Does anybody have a memory of that?
Over years. I've been here as long as you, Mark, and I don't remember.
Every year, I look at my tax notice, and it's gone up to, I don't know, $3,000, something like that. It gives a ton of money to the school, and that's always going up. Bryce River Water Improvement District, everybody seems to be getting money. But I don't see Price City getting very, very, very much money, and the money they need to operate. So let's keep this the great city that it is, and let's get some more revenue. I'm retired, I live on a fixed income, but it's time. So that's the recommendation I have, that the city council consider soon raising taxes. It's an evil word, and people despise it, but it's time.
Thank you very much.
Again, I want to applaud the city workers for the great work that they do for our city.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mark.
Mark.
Very much.
Okay. Anybody else? Any unfinished business? I'd entertain a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make a motion, we close the meeting at 6:14,
Second it.
according to my computer.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion closed. Okay.
Well,
I'll get that.
before we do something, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with it.
Okay.
What we have to do is
Works in its voice for
the
flipping
amount
over and
Price
catching on
City
fire.
has.